Hello everyone, welcome back to Nimsite. Today, as part of the Australia series, we are going to talk about the recent migration updates as of 2025. Now, this could be very useful info for prospective migrants, international students, etc. So without wasting any time, let's dive right into the video where we'll cover some of the key migration updates and their potential impacts. So the first point is the introduction of the core skills occupation list. Now this list will replace many other occupation lists that existed previously, and this is built more to align with the current market conditions in Australia. Now this would target the very important sectors, the skills that are in demand in Australia, and that will help Australia's economic growth. I'll place the link to this occupation list in the description section for you to have a look at if your occupation is part of the list. Now this list will also be reviewed periodically in case there are any change in market conditions and there needs to be any other sectors that need to be included. So this is one of the important list that has come out, and this is mostly used for the next point that we'll be talking about, the different kinds of visas that have been introduced. The next very important update is about the introduction of the new skills in demand visa. It is said that this is a replacement of the 482 visa. It was a temporary skill shortage visa that existed here. This visa is much more streamlined to address the labor skill shortage in Australia, and this will include expertise in occupations listed in the point that we stated before this, the core skills occupation list, the CSOL list. It will consider all the occupations listed here, the demand for various occupations, etc. It is said that this will be a much more streamlined process towards permanent residency as well, offering all the skilled workers an option to have a long-term settlement in Australia. So I think this is a good change, and it will give Australians and people working in different industries more ways to settle down here. There are a few other pathways also that have been introduced, the specialist pathway and a few other things. I'll place the link in the description, and as more details and developments are made in these particular visas, I'll try to come up with more videos in future. Now let's move on to the next update. Next update is about the introduction of the National Innovation Visa. This is a replacement of the Global Talent Visa that existed previously. I did a video also on that particular visa. Now this is an invitation-only visa aimed at attracting talent across the world working in different kinds of cutting-edge industries, including technical, research, or creative arts as well. Now this process would mostly involve people who have done exemplary contribution in their particular industries, who can show that they have got that kind of a caliber. Now this could be with PhD, patents, many other things, anything that you can show, and you can have a very flexible assessment process in this as well. Now this is a very good option for anyone who has that kind of a contribution to show or who is doing really well in their particular fields. Now let's move on to the next update, which concerns international students. The next update is for international students. To face the housing crisis and other infrastructure concerns, government has decided to put a cap on the number of enrollment of international students in the Australian universities. The cap is expected to be about 270,000 for all sort of institutions, including vocational universities as well. Now this cap is basically to face the crisis that's happening in Australia with respect to not being able to find rental accommodation, other sorts of accommodation, etc. The other update is about filing a student application. Earlier, if you had a letter of offer, that was enough to file a student application, but from now on you might not be able to do that. You would need a confirmation of enrollment. Only then you will be able to file a student application, especially if you are onshore. Now the last update is more about how visa rules and visa things have been strengthened. So you might face rejections if you don't have proper proofs, if you have have fake documents, etc. You might face a lot of rejections because visas would be scrutinized very effectively, and also there is an expected order of closing down non-compliant colleges, or they're called ghost colleges as well, that don't comply with the Australian education standards. Now, these were some of the updates. Content shared in this video is based on personal experience and research. If you enjoyed the video, like, share and subscribe. Keep watching, keep listening and continue learning.